like a long time, and she just sort of called out of the blue and said, "I heard that maybe you're might be doing Dark Shadows," and she just says, "I never do this," which I know she doesn't. Said, I'd be real interested, and so I was really blessed to get her because, like I said, she was somebody who really was into this. In fact, she watched it every morning in the makeup chair and kind of go, "Oh, look at this one. Remember that one?"
It was really sometimes hard not to laugh and Tim actually would sometimes laugh off camera in the middle of a take because everybody was so funny and so weird, and we all tried to out-weird each other, and it was just really, really fun.
That was great, guys. That was good. Des?
I got involved with Dark Shadows after writing another movie that Tim Burton produced called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. And so after turning in that draft of Abe Lincoln, I guess Tim liked it, and he and Johnny were trying to figure out Dark Shadows, and they invited me aboard.
They'll find, as they do with every Tim Burton picture, a new experience. I mean, he's able to not duplicate himself with not only the stories he tells, but the way he tells them.
Balls are demonstrations of power. Balls are how the ruling class remain the ruling class.
Exactly what I've been saying. This family could use some balls.
Indeed. And the Collins family have always held the biggest and the most wonderful balls.
When he comes into the family, they're in, decline. The manor is in ruins. They're kind of living off of faded glory, and because he's basically a family man, Barnabas, he wants to bring him back, back to what it used to be when he was alive, what he feels his family should be, be in the world, and so he tries to bring it back.
The Collins family is odd, and it's an understatement.
People don't throw balls anymore, stupid.
Do they not?
They throw happenings.
And how, pray, does one throw a happening?
Well, first things first, you'll need a mirror ball.
Whatever that is, we shall have it.
And booze, lots of booze.
Carolyn.
We shall have spirits enough to fill a schooner's hull.
And Alice Cooper.
I seem to recall an Alice Cooper from my youth. Does she reside in Collinsport?
Not exactly.
Well, she shall be our guest, nonetheless.
They're that family in the neighborhood that everybody talks about, the weird family. But they have no idea just how weird we are. In fact, I don't think any of us realize just how weird we are. It kind of unfolds throughout the film.
I shall restore the family business to its former glory.
Burn, baby, burn. Fight on, Barnabas. Fight on for us.
And fight I shall.
The house and the environment is a character in it. Colin Wood is a character. So, we had to go from being a newly built manor to a decaying manor back to and so the details of that were really important.
Sculpted entirely of the most exquisite Carrara marble from Firenze, Italia. Each joint containing a single pearl.
Also, after, previous movie working a lot on green screen, it was nice to work with sets again, and because it's not overly heavy on special effects, the environment was very important, and also I think it helped the actors in terms of trying to get the right tone. It's like being on the sets and feeling the textures of the rooms and things was an important element, not just for me but for the actors, getting the tone of it.
Are you stoned or something?
They tried stoning me, my dear. It did not work. When did they start allowing women of the night on estate grounds?
Carolyn.
Ah, yes. Uncanny, is it not? Worth every hour I spent posing. Forgive me. My name is Barnabas Collins.
I've always been a big fan of Tim, so it was like a dream come true. I had to pinch myself every morning. Well, he's a very sensitive man, very humble, and he's so creative. It's just you get near him and it's very electric. It's contagious. It's as if you have 5 people in his head, and it's always very active.
He's a visionary and he's a genius, and I love his world. I love his subject matter, and there are very few directors you can walk on set and you know that you're in completely safe hands.
Without Tim, we'd never have achieved what we did with in terms of tone and quality and humor and just inventiveness. He's so brilliant.
Not only is he hands-on, he asks you what you want and what you want to have in the character, and he breaks it down with you, and he breaks down the look, not even just the look, her soul, who she is, what she's doing, what she's thinking about. He breaks down, every little thing. He goes to, like, for instance, me, and he'd be like, so Chloe, I'm thinking about this, what do you think? Now, if you don't like that, it's totally fine. You tell me what you want and we'll do that. But here's my idea. Let's collaborate. Let's make this special. Let's make this our thing. And, it's not his way or the highway. He's special. He's Tim Burton.
What is your age, if I may?
15.
15 and no husband. You must put those birthing hips to good use at once, lest your womb shrivel up and die.
You're weird.
She wants to be so different from the family. She wants to live in New York, and she wants to be free, and she wants to be like a true hippie and just live out there and be who she wants to be. But, she's this 15, 16-year-old who, still lives at home, and she's in the middle of Collinsport, which is like middle of nowhere. And I think her mom she thinks her mom's holding her back, and she doesn't like that.
There's a certain kind of internal dynamic that happens in each family, and so that was the thing that interested me. It was just the kind of the workings and the melodramas and of a family.
Okay, just yeah. That's nice. Okay.
Do you think me too weird for a woman of this land?
You obviously mean Vicky.
She has the most fertile birthing hips I have ever laid eyes upon.
You're way too weird.
Johnny Depp plays Barnabas. I think the thing I enjoy most is that he's got that tongue-in-cheek aspect of the character nailed, without being too over the top.
Whatever are you doing outside, my dear? You'll catch your death of cold.
I've caught the only thing that matters, Barnabas. Your eye.
I have withheld my tender affections, fearful that they were unrequited. I've not spoken of my feelings to another soul.
Right. You've only spoken of my birthing hips.
Yes.
There's still an element of realism there, but without taking himself too seriously, it just works.
I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like I can tell you anything. It's like I've known you forever.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I just know there's always been something pulling me here. Pulling me to Collinsport. To you.
Oh, my dear Victoria. Hath my scent offended thee?
No. I'm sorry. It's just... people I love haven't always loved me back.
One of the biggest thrills for me on this film and in my life overall, frankly, is, you know, becoming a part of this Tim and Johnny dynamic that I've watched for so long as a fan. And I've discovered a great deal about how they work and why they work so well together.
Hello, Barnabas. Remember me?
Witch, you cursed me to be this hideous creature.